Have you ever felt the weight of living alone, especially as you've grown older? Perhaps you've realized that certain risks, like safety, health, and loneliness, can gradually creep into your life in ways you never anticipated. But what if I told you there are simple changes that could transform these years into some of the best of your life? In this video, we'll dive into key strategies to avoid common pitfalls and embrace a vibrant, independent lifestyle. From practical tips on staying safe and socially connected to essential health habits that will keep you thriving, we've got you covered. Watch until the end to uncover each insight. These tips could be the difference between merely surviving and truly enjoying the golden years of life. Ready to take control? Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. Don't take safety for granted. Living alone, especially as we get older, can sometimes lull us into a false sense of security. After all, you've been managing things on your own for years, taking care of yourself, handling daily routines, and making sure everything runs smoothly. It's easy to think, I've done this 1,000 times. What could go wrong? But the truth is, as we age, safety becomes more than just a concern. It becomes a priority that we simply cannot afford to overlook. The sense of independence and self-sufficiency you've cultivated over the years is something to be proud of. But it's also important to remember that a single moment of carelessness or a minor accident can completely change your life. Being proactive about your safety is not about worrying unnecessarily. It's about taking those small, mindful steps that can make all the difference between a minor inconvenience and a serious, possibly life-altering, situation. I once heard a story that truly brought this reality home. A woman shared how she had experienced a terrible accident in her bathroom, a place she never thought could be dangerous. She had osteoporosis, and one day, as she was using the toilet, the slightest miscalculation caused her to slip and fall. The impact, even though small, was enough to fracture a bone. She was in immediate pain and found herself completely unable to get up. Living alone, she had no one to call out to and spent hours lying there, helpless and afraid. She described feeling isolated and vulnerable, wondering when help would come, all because she didn't have a way to call for assistance. This experience was a life-changing wake-up call for her. She decided to take action right away, making an investment in her safety that she wished she had made sooner. She purchased a non-slip toilet seat and installed an emergency alert system in her bathroom, a small button she could press to call for help at any time. Imagine the peace of mind she gained from knowing that, should anything happen again, she would never have to go through that same ordeal. She had prepared herself, and that sense of preparedness allowed her to feel safe and empowered, even when alone. The small steps we take to protect ourselves, investing in things like grab bars, non-slip mats, emergency alert systems, or even a simple step stool for high shelves, can mean the difference between vulnerability and independence. These aren't just things we add to our lives. They're safeguards that allow us to move confidently and comfortably in our own spaces. So how can you start? Begin with the basics. Good lighting is an essential aspect of home safety. Make sure that every part of your home, particularly places prone to accidents like stairways, hallways, and bathrooms, is well lit. Don't underestimate how critical this is. Even a small misstep because of poor lighting can lead to serious injury. Take the time to install brighter bulbs if needed, or even motion sensor lights to ensure that you never have to navigate in the dark. It may seem like a minor detail, but proper lighting can prevent the kind of missteps that could lead to significant harm. Beyond lighting, pay special attention to areas that may have slippery surfaces, such as bathrooms and entryways. These are spots where a simple fall could have serious consequences. Adding non-slip mats, grab bars, or even something as simple as a nightlight can transform these areas into much safer spaces. Ensuring your home is arranged thoughtfully for your current needs and habits can keep you secure and reduce the risk of unexpected accidents. And don't overlook home security. Installing a home security system, or even just setting up a camera at the main entry points, can make a huge difference. You might also consider letting a trusted neighbor or friend check in on you occasionally. These measures aren't about promoting paranoia. They're about creating a supportive environment. Knowing you've taken these steps brings you peace of mind, allowing you to feel safe and secure within your own home without needing to worry constantly about unexpected dangers. Taking the time to create a safe, secure home isn't just about avoiding risks, it's an act of self-care. Ensuring your security, your ability to call for help if needed, and your comfort moving around safely in your home are invaluable gifts you give yourself. Investing in these small safety measures means you're protecting both your independence and your peace of mind, giving yourself the comfort of knowing you're truly prepared for whatever comes your way. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 2. Avoid falling into complete isolation. Living alone offers a lot of freedom, but one of the most significant challenges it brings, especially as you grow older, is the risk of slowly slipping into isolation. This isolation often happens gradually and can be almost unnoticeable at first, until you realize that the quiet has become overwhelming, an emptiness that feels difficult to fill. What once felt like a peaceful solitude can slowly turn into a sense of disconnection, leaving you feeling adrift, with a loneliness that feels heavier with time. As people age, it's common to unintentionally lose touch with friends, family, and loved ones. Without realizing it, the calls, visits, and small moments of connection begin to fade away. This disconnection can happen so quietly that it goes unnoticed until the impact becomes clear, a dulling of daily joy and a diminished sense of purpose. Isolation can erode your well-being over time, making it vital to stay socially active. Maintaining social connections may require a conscious effort, but the rewards for your mental health and overall happiness are immeasurable. One of the best ways to fight isolation is to look for small, manageable ways to stay connected with others. You don't have to make grand gestures or undertake major commitments. Simple actions can make a big difference. For example, consider joining a community group, even if it's just an online forum or a weekly local gathering. A simple, regular phone call with a loved one can lift your spirits and give you a steady sense of connection. Attending a local event where you're met with friendly faces and warm greetings can also be a wonderful antidote to loneliness. I remember hearing the story of an elderly woman who felt isolated after her retirement. Initially, she was unsure about reaching out to others but decided to volunteer at a nearby animal shelter once a week. Although she felt hesitant at first, her involvement soon became the highlight of her week. She developed a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment, and through volunteering, she met new friends who shared her interests. These connections brought her unexpected joy and a feeling of belonging that she hadn't felt in a long time. Her weekly volunteering became an essential part of her routine, giving her life new meaning and filling her heart in ways she hadn't anticipated. The key is not to wait until loneliness has taken hold, leaving you feeling as though there's no way back. Instead, take the initiative to nurture social connections, no matter how small they may seem. These small, positive interactions are like sparks that can bring warmth and light into your life, helping you rediscover joy and regain a sense of vibrancy each day. Remember, staying connected with others isn't just a way to prevent isolation. It's a pathway to a more fulfilled and meaningful life. By fostering relationships and building memories, you'll find yourself embracing each day with greater happiness and satisfaction. 3. Avoid neglecting your health. When you live alone, it's easy to fall into the trap of complacency regarding your health. Without someone there to check in on you or offer a reminder, it can be all too easy to convince yourself that everything is fine and there's no immediate need to worry. Yet, the truth is, when there's no one around to nudge you or encourage healthy habits, it's easy to let small things slip through the cracks. Especially as we get older, it's easy to overlook essential aspects of self-care. We often forget to take medications on time, put off scheduling necessary doctor's appointments, or fail to get outside for a walk and enjoy the fresh air. These small omissions may seem harmless at first, but over time, they add up, and the consequences can be far-reaching. Before you know it, your health has been neglected, often unnoticed amidst the busyness of life or even the quiet solitude of living alone. I remember hearing a story from an elderly gentleman who deeply regretted neglecting his health. He shared how he would continually postpone simple tasks, like booking a doctor's appointment, always thinking, "I'll do it next week." But those weeks turned into months, and what started as minor health issues slowly escalated into serious concerns. By the time he decided to take action, the damage was done, and there was no way to undo the neglect. His story left a lasting impression on me, and his advice was simple but powerful: don't wait. Don't put off taking care of yourself for tomorrow, because tomorrow will always seem like a more convenient time. Set reminders on your phone. Mark appointments on your calendar. Create a system that works for you, ensuring that your health is prioritized and never neglected. Building healthy habits is one of the most impactful and caring things you can do for yourself, no matter your age. It might be as simple as taking a daily walk, where you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, breathe in fresh air, and give your mind a chance to unwind. Even a morning stretching routine can do wonders for maintaining flexibility and helping your body feel energized and prepared for the day. These seemingly small actions, while easy to overlook, accumulate over time and can help you build a foundation of strength and resilience, both physically and mentally. However, taking care of your health isn't just about your physical body. Your mental health matters just as much. Sometimes, living alone can lead to feelings of loneliness, anxiety, or sadness, and it's crucial not to ignore or suppress these emotions. Taking the time to talk to a trusted friend, family member, or even a therapist can help you process these feelings and restore your emotional balance. Just as you wouldn't neglect your physical health, your mental well-being deserves attention and care. Emotional health should never be an afterthought but treated with the same importance as your physical health. Remember, self-care isn't just a checklist to complete, it's an act of self-love. It's an investment in your future, a commitment to yourself that pays off in greater well-being and a more fulfilling life. Loving and caring for your body and mind is one of the most profound gifts you can give yourself, especially in these precious years of life. Your health is a treasure, and it deserves your time, attention, and respect. So take the time to nurture and protect it, because you're worth it. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 4. Avoid developing unhealthy habits. Living alone can feel incredibly liberating, offering a sense of independence and freedom. However, this very freedom can sometimes be a double-edged sword, leading us down paths that may not be in our best interest. When you're on your own, without anyone to nudge you or hold you accountable, it's easy to fall into unhealthy habits without even realizing it. At first, these habits may seem insignificant or harmless, but they can gradually take a toll on both your physical and mental health. For instance, you might skip a meal now and then because you're too busy or not hungry, or perhaps you mindlessly snack while watching TV, not paying attention to what you're eating. Maybe you decide to sit on the couch instead of going for that walk you had promised yourself, thinking, "I'll do it tomorrow." These small, seemingly trivial actions can snowball over time, and before you know it, they become patterns that are hard to break. I recall a deeply moving story about a woman who, after losing her husband, found herself turning to food for comfort. As she faced the overwhelming loneliness and emptiness that followed his passing, snacking in front of the TV became her coping mechanism. At first, it was just a temporary escape, a way to fill the void, but before long, it became a regular habit. She didn't realize how much this behavior change was affecting her until she started noticing a significant decline in her overall health, both mentally and physically. She felt tired all the time, drained of energy, and unable to summon the motivation to engage in life as she once had. This realization was a turning point for her. It didn't happen overnight, but when it finally hit her, it was a wake-up call that changed her life. She understood that if she didn't make some significant changes, her health would continue to deteriorate, and the loneliness would only deepen. Her story is a powerful reminder that this can happen to any one of us, particularly when we live alone and don't have anyone close by to notice the small shifts that occur over time. In a situation like hers, no one was around to notice when she skipped meals, snacked excessively, or neglected her health. There was no one there to remind her to get up and move, no one to encourage her to make healthier choices. But when she hit her breaking point, she decided to take action. Rather than making a drastic, unsustainable change, she took small, manageable steps. She began preparing healthy meals, planning her diet, and structuring her day in a way that prioritized her well-being. It wasn't easy, but these small, intentional actions made a big difference. That's why setting achievable, realistic goals is so essential. Instead of aiming for perfection, focus on gradual improvements. You might start by cooking a nutritious meal a few times a week or committing to a short walk each day. These small actions, though they may seem insignificant at first, can have a profound impact on your overall health and sense of well-being. The key is to be proactive in caring for your body and mind. You could also find a new hobby that encourages you to be active, something you enjoy that helps you maintain your energy and brings joy into your routine. Whether it's gardening, yoga, dancing, or taking up a sport, engaging in a fun physical activity can help keep both your mind and body sharp. The goal isn't to be perfect or to force yourself into a rigid routine, but to seek balance in life. Balancing moments of rest with moments of activity, self-care with social connection. Your health is invaluable, and you deserve to give it the same care and compassion that you would give to someone you love. It's not about depriving yourself, but rather about making choices that nourish your body and soul. Ask yourself, are the decisions you're making today contributing to a healthier, happier version of yourself in the future? If not, today is the perfect time to begin making small changes. Even the tiniest adjustments can lead to significant improvements over time, and you are worth the effort. You deserve the vibrant, healthy life that those efforts can bring. 5. Avoid letting your home become a burden. A large home can hold a lifetime of memories, serving as the backdrop to countless moments. Where the laughter of family once filled the rooms, where you watched your children grow and celebrated milestones, and where holidays, gatherings, and special occasions created beautiful memories. This home was once a place of comfort and joy, a symbol of all that was achieved and cherished. But as time goes on, especially when living alone, that spacious home can slowly transform from a source of pride into a weight you no longer need to carry. The upkeep of a large house, once shared with loved ones, can become an overwhelming task when it's just you. From maintaining the garden to dealing with repairs, and from routine cleaning to handling seasonal maintenance, it can quickly become a never-ending list of chores. What once was manageable with a full household becomes physically exhausting and mentally taxing. It's a common challenge many face, especially as they age or when family members move out. I recall reading a story shared by a woman on an online forum. She spoke about how, after her children left home, she continued to care for the family house with dedication, doing everything from sweeping the floors to fixing the roof and tending the garden. She confessed that, despite the growing difficulties, she hesitated to consider downsizing because the memories embedded in every corner of the house made her feel like she would be abandoning her past if she moved to a smaller home. Over time, however, the weight of maintaining the house grew too heavy to ignore. The constant effort to care for every detail began to take its toll, physically and emotionally. The joy she once found in caring for her home faded, replaced by a sense of weariness and burden. The guilt of even thinking about moving was hard to shake, but eventually, the woman realized that she could no longer carry the load on her own. She made the brave decision to downsize to a smaller, more manageable house. And although it was a difficult choice, it turned out to be one of the most freeing decisions she ever made. In her new, simpler home, she found a newfound sense of peace and independence. She no longer had to worry about a list of constant repairs, and with fewer rooms to clean, she could spend more time doing what truly brought her joy. The most surprising part of her journey was the freedom she gained. A smaller home, with less to care for, gave her more time and energy to focus on what truly mattered: her well-being, her hobbies, and her social life. She was able to relax in a way she hadn't in years, no longer overwhelmed by the weight of keeping up with a larger house. Her story resonated with me because it's so easy for us to hold on to the physical spaces we've lived in for so long, thinking that the memories and sentimental value are worth the ongoing strain. But sometimes, the house that was once a place of comfort can become a drain on our resources, whether emotional, physical, or mental. It's essential to ask yourself an important question. Is my home serving me, or am I serving the home? It's a question that can be difficult to face, especially when there is so much emotional attachment to a space, but it's necessary for your peace of mind and happiness. Of course, downsizing isn't the right choice for everyone. If your current home brings you happiness and you feel comfortable in it, then that's the right decision for you. But if you find yourself overwhelmed by the responsibilities of maintaining a large space, or if the thought of repairs and cleaning constantly looms over you, consider whether downsizing could provide you with relief. It's also important to recognize that needing help doesn't mean you've failed. It's a sign of wisdom and self-care. Hiring a gardener to tend to the lawn, a cleaning service to keep things in order, or a handyman to fix what's broken is not only acceptable but sometimes necessary. Your home should be a sanctuary, a place where you can relax and recharge, not a source of stress and constant anxiety. So, don't let your home become an endless source of worry. Make the changes that will lead to a freer, less stressful life, whether that's moving to a smaller space or simply seeking help with the upkeep. You deserve to live in a space that nurtures your well-being, without the burden of relentless chores dragging you down. Let your home be a place of rest and joy, not a weight you carry alone. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 6. Avoid losing a sense of purpose. One of the deepest and most quietly profound challenges of living alone, especially after retirement or the loss of a spouse, is the subtle but powerful feeling of losing purpose. This isn't always an obvious or sudden loss, but more of a creeping sensation that gradually takes hold. It can drain your vitality, leaving you with an unsettling sense that the days are merely passing by, one after another, directionless and without a clear reason to rise in the morning. You might find yourself wondering, what now, as you navigate through this new chapter of life. This feeling is more common than you might think. I've come across countless stories on online forums and community boards where older adults open up about their struggle with this very issue. Many speak about how they feel as though they're simply waiting for time to pass, unsure of how to fill their days. There's a longing for something more meaningful, but it feels like a vague and distant dream, rather than something tangible or achievable. But here's the truth. Your life still holds immense value, no matter where you are in your journey or what you've gone through. You are still capable of creating meaning, of learning, and of giving. The potential for growth and fulfillment hasn't disappeared. It's simply waiting for you to rediscover it. There is always something new to explore, something meaningful to do, and a way to make a positive impact. It's easy to believe that living alone equates to living without purpose. However, this chapter of your life can be a golden opportunity to reconnect with parts of yourself that you may have set aside for years, parts that are waiting to be rediscovered. The key is to remain open to what comes next, even if it feels like a daunting task at first. Think about the passions or hobbies you've always wanted to explore but never had the time for. It could be a long-forgotten interest or a dream you put on hold for years. The beauty of this stage in life is that you now have the time and space to pursue those desires. It's never too late to start something new. Perhaps you've always dreamed of learning a new language, mastering a musical instrument, or engaging in a creative endeavor like painting or writing. These activities aren't just time fillers. They are pathways to rekindle the fire within you, stimulate your mind, and bring fresh joy into your life. Another powerful way to regain a sense of purpose is by giving back. Whether it's through volunteer work, supporting a cause close to your heart, or simply offering your wisdom to others, giving has a profound impact on your sense of fulfillment. Volunteering, in particular, can be an incredibly transformative experience. It can help you feel connected to the world around you, reminding you that your presence and your actions matter. One story that deeply resonated with me was that of an older man who became a mentor to young people in his community. He shared how, through guiding and encouraging the next generation, he rediscovered a sense of purpose and fulfillment. It wasn't just about teaching skills or imparting knowledge. It was about sharing his life's wisdom, knowing that he was making a meaningful difference in someone else's life. This experience gave him a profound sense of connection and contributed to his sense of value and purpose. The key here is to keep exploring and to remain curious. Don't let the quiet of living alone fool you into thinking that your journey has come to an end. It hasn't. Far from it. Every new day presents a fresh opportunity to learn, to find joy in the small things, and to engage with the world in ways that are both fulfilling and meaningful. Life is brimming with possibilities, even when the road ahead feels uncertain or unclear. Living alone doesn't mean living without purpose. It simply means you have the freedom to define your days. You can shape your time in ways that bring you joy, fulfillment, and deeper connections with the world around you. Your life, with all the wisdom and experiences you've gathered along the way, is a gift. There's still so much more waiting for you to uncover. Keep your heart and mind open to the endless opportunities that lie ahead. 7. Avoid feeling like you have to do everything alone. One of the most common yet often overlooked challenges that many older adults face when living alone is the tendency to feel as though they must shoulder every responsibility and burden by themselves. There is an unspoken pressure, sometimes even a societal expectation, that as we grow older, we must prove that we are still capable of managing our own lives, maintaining our independence, and doing everything without assistance. While the desire to remain autonomous and self-sufficient is completely understandable, it can sometimes come at a high cost. This mindset can leave individuals feeling isolated, emotionally drained, and overwhelmed by the weight of their daily tasks. The truth, however, is that you do not have to carry the weight of everything alone. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness or inadequacy. On the contrary, it demonstrates a profound understanding of your own needs and an awareness of the power of human connection. I've heard numerous stories of individuals who initially struggled with asking for help. One woman, for example, shared how much she dreaded asking her children for assistance. She feared that if she reached out to them for support, they might think she was no longer capable of living independently or that she was unable to handle her responsibilities on her own. She worried that asking for help would diminish her sense of self-worth or make her feel less than she was. However, over time, she realized that asking for help didn't undermine her independence. Rather, it enriched her life and brought a renewed sense of connection with her family. Her children, far from seeing it as a burden, were grateful to support her, and the experience not only eased her stress but deepened her relationships with them. As a result, she found that her life became lighter, fuller, and more joyful, things she hadn't anticipated. It's important to remember that asking for help is not a weakness. It's a sign of wisdom and self-awareness. Whether it's asking a neighbor to pick up groceries, requesting that your family visit you more often, or even hiring someone to help with household tasks that have become difficult to manage, these simple acts are not a reflection of your inability to cope. They are a reflection of your understanding that help is available and that, by accepting it, you are creating a life that is easier to manage, more fulfilling, and more enjoyable. Sometimes, we forget that strength does not only come from doing things on our own. True strength often lies in our ability to recognize when we need help and embrace the support that is offered to us. Whether it's a close circle of family, friends, or even neighbors, the support and connection we share with others are invaluable. They provide a sense of belonging, reduce feelings of isolation, and help us navigate challenges with a greater sense of ease. Seeking help does not diminish your strength or independence. It enhances them. It shows that you value your well-being, that you recognize the importance of nurturing relationships, and that you understand the true meaning of resilience. Living alone doesn't mean you have to live without support. It simply means that, while you may be on your own in your home, there are still people around you. Family, friends, neighbors, and professionals, who are willing and able to lend a helping hand when needed. It's important to recognize that there are people out there who care for you, who want to see you thrive, and who would be more than happy to offer their assistance. Don't be afraid to reach out. It won't make you any less independent. Rather, it will make your life more manageable, more comfortable, and ultimately more joyful. Knowing when to ask for help is a genuine strength. It's a skill that requires wisdom and humility, and it's a gift you deserve to give yourself. By allowing others to help, you're not only easing your burden but also allowing those around you to show their love and care. In the end, it's this sense of connection that enriches life, fills it with purpose, and makes it so much more meaningful. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 8. Avoid neglecting your living environment. When you live alone, you are granted a wonderful sense of freedom. You can design your living space in a way that truly reflects your personality, interests, and preferences. This autonomy allows you to create a space that feels uniquely yours. However, with this freedom comes an important responsibility. The responsibility to maintain a living environment that supports both your physical and mental well-being. Neglecting your living space can have subtle but significant consequences. Over time, an unkempt or disorganized space can lead to feelings of fatigue, stress, and a lack of motivation. This is because a cluttered, uncomfortable, or chaotic environment can have a direct impact on your mood and mental health. You've probably heard countless times that your surroundings influence your emotions, and while it might sound like common advice, it holds a deep truth, especially when living alone. Your living space is more than just a place to sleep. It is the space where you spend much of your time, reflect on your day, and find moments of rest. If your home is cluttered or disorganized, it can contribute to a sense of unease, making it harder for you to feel calm or at peace. On the other hand, a clean, organized, and well-maintained home can foster a peaceful, relaxing atmosphere, one that helps to ease your mind and center your focus on the more important things in life. It's crucial to take the time to care for your home, and this doesn't necessarily mean undertaking major renovations or spending hours each day cleaning. Small adjustments can go a long way in making your space feel more inviting and balanced. Simple tasks like tidying up regularly, rearranging furniture, or adding personal touches such as artwork or cozy throws can all create a positive environment. A well-kept home with an inviting atmosphere has the power to uplift your mood and make you feel more grounded. Adding elements of nature to your living space can also be transformative. Consider incorporating plants, small flower pots, or even a cozy corner filled with soft pillows where you can unwind. Not only do these additions bring beauty to your home, but they also offer you a way to connect with nature, which has been shown to reduce stress and enhance your sense of calm. The calming presence of greenery can provide a welcome respite from the fast pace of daily life, helping you feel more relaxed and at ease. Never forget that your home is more than just a shelter. It is also a place where you can nourish your spirit, rejuvenate your energy, and find moments of peace. By taking the time to care for your living space, you are investing in your overall well-being. A home that reflects your style, maintains an organized atmosphere, and promotes comfort and tranquility will not only enhance the physical space but will also have lasting positive effects on your mental and emotional health. Prioritize making your home a sanctuary, a place where you feel truly comfortable, supported, and at peace. 9. Avoid letting time pass without purpose. Living alone, especially after retirement, can sometimes feel like the days blur together, monotonous and indistinct. You might wake up each morning and struggle to remember what day it is. Is today Monday or Thursday? You might wonder, as the passage of time seems to lose its clarity. This gradual loss of a sense of time, where each day feels almost identical to the last, can make life feel aimless, like you're just floating through the hours without much direction. If you're not careful, this lack of structure can quickly lead to feelings of loneliness, isolation, and even depression. Unstructured time can make you feel like life is devoid of meaning, leaving you wondering if there's more to your days than just existing. The good news, however, is that you don't have to let this happen. Regaining control over how you spend your time is possible, and many people, especially those who have transitioned into retirement, have faced and overcome these struggles. One story that stands out is of a man who, after retiring, realized that his days were blending into one another. He found himself becoming passive, unsure of what to do next. He felt like his time lacked purpose and direction, but rather than letting this spiral further, he took action. He decided to regain control by creating a sense of order in his life. He began by establishing a daily and weekly routine. For example, he set aside a specific day each week for grocery shopping or made it a habit to go for a walk at the same time each morning. These simple, predictable activities not only helped him stay active but also gave him a framework in which to live. By introducing structure into his day, he regained a sense of stability. What started as small routines grew into a meaningful pattern, offering him comfort and purpose amidst the previously chaotic flow of unstructured time. Creating even a modest routine can anchor you and help you feel grounded. Start by setting a consistent wake-up time or scheduling meals at regular hours. You could also carve out time for personal hobbies, such as reading, gardening, or crafting, that bring you joy and fulfillment. These small habits can help transform your days from a haze of unaccountable hours to a series of meaningful, manageable moments. With a routine, you'll feel more energized, focused, and connected to the rhythm of life. The real power of a schedule lies not in rigidly micromanaging every second, but in building a structure that works for you. One that supports your mental and emotional well-being, keeps you engaged with the world, and allows you to stay connected to the flow of time. By planning your week or even simply jotting down a few tasks on a calendar, you bring a sense of order and purpose back into your life. These small but intentional actions can provide something to look forward to each day, whether it's a phone call with a friend, a weekly outing, or knowing that today is your grocery shopping day. Simple routines can breathe new life into your day-to-day existence. They remind you that time doesn't have to slip away unnoticed or unappreciated. By taking control of how you spend your time, you ensure that each day becomes something to cherish, not just a blur. Planning your time doesn't have to be overwhelming. It can be a liberating tool that helps you stay connected to your sense of purpose and direction. You'll find that with just a little effort, you can turn time into your ally rather than your adversary. By designing your days, you can make each one more precious and meaningful. 10. Avoid holding on to things just for sentimental reasons. Items associated with memories can be a great source of comfort, helping us recall cherished moments and loved ones. However, when we hold on to too many things simply because of sentimental value, our homes and hearts can become overcrowded and cluttered. There's a delicate balance between cherishing memories and not allowing physical possessions to dominate, weighing us down both physically and emotionally. I remember a video I watched where an elderly woman shared a heartfelt story about cleaning up her house after her husband passed away. At first, she couldn't bear to part with any of his belongings, his clothes, tools, or even small items like old papers. Each item was tied to his memory, and letting go felt like losing him all over again. But over time, she realized that holding on to all these things wasn't helping her heal. It was only keeping her stuck in the past. With the help of her children, She began the emotional process of sorting through these things, keeping only those with deep meaning and letting go of the rest. It was a difficult journey to say goodbye to mementos of their life together, but as she did, something miraculous happened. Her home felt lighter, as if the burden of the past had been lifted, opening up space for new memories and experiences. This story is a powerful reminder that sometimes letting go of things that no longer serve us is necessary, even if they once held great sentimental value. You don't have to throw everything away. Just keep what truly means something to you, items that bring you comfort and joy. If needed, you can take photos of other items to preserve the memories without holding on to everything physically. This not only helps free up physical space but also lightens you mentally, creating a fresh and brighter living space. 11. Avoid overlooking emergency preparedness. Sentimental items, those objects tied to cherished memories and loved ones, can offer comfort and a sense of connection. They allow us to recall moments from the past, remind us of special people, and provide a sense of continuity in a world that is always changing. However, when we hold on to too many of these items simply because of the sentimental value they carry, we can easily find ourselves overwhelmed, both physically and emotionally. It's easy to become surrounded by possessions that, while meaningful, begin to take up too much space, crowding our homes and, in a way, our hearts as well. Finding the right balance between treasuring memories and not allowing physical items to dominate our living space is a delicate art. I recall watching a poignant video where an elderly woman shared her deeply emotional journey of cleaning out her home after the death of her husband. She spoke about the overwhelming sadness she felt as she confronted his belongings. At first, she couldn't bear the thought of parting with anything: his clothes, his tools, and even old scraps of paper he had kept. Each item was linked to a memory, and letting go of them felt as though she was losing him all over again. The weight of these things, even though they were infused with love and history, began to weigh on her heart, and she realized that holding on to them was not helping her heal. Instead, it was keeping her anchored in the past, preventing her from moving forward. With time, she understood that she needed to let go to make space for the future. She enlisted the help of her children, and together, they embarked on the emotional process of sorting through her husband's belongings. It wasn't an easy task. Each item represented a piece of their shared life, and it felt like saying goodbye to a part of him. But as they worked through the process, something extraordinary began to happen. As she let go of the items that no longer served her, her home felt lighter. The weight of the past, which had been holding her back, was slowly lifted. In its place, there was newfound room for fresh memories and experiences, allowing her to honor the past without being trapped by it. This story serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes, to heal and grow, we need to let go of the things that no longer serve us, even if they once carried great sentimental value. You don't have to part with everything, of course. The key is to keep only the items that truly hold deep meaning for you, things that continue to bring you comfort and joy. For the rest, consider taking photos of the objects that are too difficult to let go of. This way, you can preserve the memories without holding on to the physical items that might be overwhelming. By lightening the load, both physically and emotionally, you create not only a cleaner and more organized living space but also a clearer mental space. You open yourself up to new possibilities, new memories, and a sense of peace that comes from knowing you are no longer weighed down by the past. The act of letting go, while often difficult, can be a transformative experience, allowing you to move forward with a heart that is free to embrace what lies ahead. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 5 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 12. Avoid neglecting home safety improvements. Emergency preparedness is an essential practice that goes beyond simply ensuring your safety. It is also a proactive form of self-care and self-awareness. Taking the time to plan for potential emergencies empowers you to handle unforeseen risks with confidence. Whether it's a natural disaster, a health emergency, or an unexpected accident, being prepared equips you to face the unknown without panic. Far from living in fear, this practice fosters a sense of security, peace of mind, and control over your environment. The first step in preparing for an emergency is to create a list of critical contact numbers. This list should include family members, trusted neighbors, close friends, and essential medical services. Keep this list in a place where it's easily visible and accessible, such as on your refrigerator or next to your phone. In an emergency, time is of the essence, and having quick access to these contacts can make all the difference. Next, Assemble an emergency kit with essential supplies that will help you get through challenging situations. Key items should include non-perishable food, bottled water, prescription medications, a flashlight, a first aid kit, and extra batteries. You'll also want to include a backup phone charger, as staying connected during an emergency is crucial. This will not only allow you to call for help, but will also help you stay informed about the situation through local updates. In addition to having your kit ready, make sure that your phone is always fully charged. This small but important step ensures that you have a reliable way to communicate, especially in case of a power outage. In areas where extreme weather is common, such as floods, hurricanes, or snowstorms, take extra care to ensure that you have the proper supplies, like weather-resistant clothing, blankets, or a portable heater if needed. Familiarize yourself with the local evacuation routes and shelters available in your community. Knowing where to go and how to reach safe locations in an emergency will give you added peace of mind. Emergency preparedness is about more than just collecting items. It's about mentally and emotionally preparing yourself to act when an unexpected situation arises. When you've planned, you'll feel empowered to handle emergencies calmly, knowing you've done everything in your power to protect yourself and your loved ones. By investing time and energy into preparing now, you'll have the confidence to navigate any crisis with clarity and assurance. Thank you for staying with us through this journey of learning, encouragement, and growth. Life offers us many lessons, and sometimes we need a reminder of the power within us to bring about change, comfort, and strength. Reflect on what you've discovered here today. Has something we've shared touched your heart or given you new insight? We'd love for you to tell us in the comments below. What's one lesson you'll take with you into your own life? It could be a shift in perspective, a new way of looking at challenges, or even a simple reminder of how important faith, resilience, or compassion is in daily life. We believe your experience could also encourage someone else, so don't hesitate to share. If this video has inspired or uplifted you, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Your support means so much to us and helps spread these messages to others who may need them. Thank you for being a part of our community, and we look forward to continuing this journey of growth and inspiration together.